Hello everyone, my name's David. Welcome to Wax Gamer. Today I am excited to bring you a fireside chat where we will be joined by the Goiter and Man from NFT Shares. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Mining all we can on the land, what's the plan when you got the TLM in your hand, huh? Welcome everybody. We're having like a little fireside chat today, if you will. We're joined by the Goiter here and his crew, and they're going to talk a little bit about the NFTs and the stuff they're doing in Alien Worlds and some of the governance. And of course, we're joined by Man. If you don't know Man, he's from NFT Shares and the Wax Street Bets group. How are we doing today, gentlemen?
Doing good, David. Thanks for
Fantastic.
having a lovely evening.
It's great to finally catch up with everyone. And I guess we'll start this off with just a little bit of a roundtable and kind of we can start with you, socks and sandals. Is that what you go about there, brother?
All right.
What is it you guys are up to nowadays over there?
Well, currently we're just kind of grinding away at little projects here and there, and we have something coming out kind of soon that hopefully everyone will be really excited about. I'm not sure as far as what we can talk about with it. We did put out a little teaser, I think it was yesterday in the Telegram.
Yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, we have a dust enhancer that's officially like in the queue with Nifty Wizards and Dust. We haven't released the design yet, but suffice to say, it's pretty damn cool. Rufus did a remarkable job with some sweet themed artwork, and we posted a couple little teasers in the chat, but that'll be out eventually.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And Boopus, what was the? Can you talk a little bit about maybe the inspiration for this awesome art that they're teasing?
Well, I'll leave it up to the eye of the beholder what they take from it, but there are certainly some Easter eggs to be discovered that might have political implications in the landscape of Neri, in terms of maybe some other political parties, who knows. There's a theme. But I'm excited for everybody to see it, and it definitely wasn't just me. I did the general artwork, but it was a collaborative effort. Stan and Socks and Sandals put in some hard work on it as well.
That's got to be really exciting. It's got to be really exciting for all of you gentlemen.
Yeah, it'll be
We're
cool.
definitely excited.
Something we made on a project with an orange check mark. That's pretty
That'll
wild.
be pretty cool.
Coming into the space like only for a couple months, seeing that check mark, that'll be a pretty wild feeling.
You have arrived, right? When you get that check mark, right?
Yeah. I mean, we were stoked when we got the white check mark. That's pretty exciting even in and to itself, but it'll be cool to have something that's part of a real collection. And then we also have another possible project that we've had like on the back burner for like since February maybe, and
Earlier than that.
We've kind of like, we haven't really ever been able to put the time into it to bring it to reality, but now that we've got our ducks in a row more, we can start committing some time to it, and hopefully we'll be able to integrate that into Alien Worlds a little bit with mineable pieces, and I think GVM might be able to help us out with that a little bit with some of their projects coming out. So lots of exciting stuff.
I think Alien Worlds makes this whole thing exciting, right? It makes it where everyone can access whatever it is that you're working on and it's not a huge investment to get involved for anybody, to start, trying new things. And I guess move fast and break stuff truly applies in this environment, right?
Yeah. And it's a very collaborative thing.
So Stan, can you talk a little bit about maybe like what inspired you to start, making these projects and even to kind of get involved in Alien Worlds and kind of how you got here where you are?
Sure. Well, Boopus and I got into NFTs last December. Our dad got us some Alien Worlds packs for Christmas. It's like, because he's been into NFTs and stuff. He's been into Upland for a while, and I think he was like, I have this weird hobby, and I want my kids to be also into this weird hobby.
I want to have something to talk about with my children. I need to save this relationship.
I need to share my heavy addiction.
We got to get your dad on an AMA.
Yeah, he should be here to that.
He's very secretive. He's around, but
those lurkers that are talked about in channels, he's definitely one of those.
Yeah, he's a big time.
Twitter has eyes everywhere.
Yeah, for real.
But so he got us into Alien Worlds like way back at the beginning, and we kind of just thought it was fun. And I started making pretty crappy NFTs to drop on people from the land that we have, just because it was fun. It was like, this is this cool weird thing. I can just put together some art and send it to people, and they like it maybe. And so it sort of evolved from there. When we found out governance was coming, we're like, well, we've got a group of people. Why don't we get together and make a political party and try to like make a difference in this game that's brought us into this whole world, you know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of just a silly thing, I guess, at first, as you can tell by our name.
Should we tell them where the name?
I love the name.
Came from?
Yeah, Ben, you want to tell where it really came from?
So we were all super stoked on the idea of like terraforming and bringing new uses to lands beyond just mining. And one of them that really excited us was the potential for a hospital. So between the land that Stan and I have and the land that our dad has, we were saying we would create some kind of hospital collective called the Goiter. And it was an acronym. I totally forget what we came up with as the acronym, but it was something along those lines, a hospital called the Goiter. And then it just devolved into a political party of degenerates.
That's awesome. Right. Fits right in with the whole crypto landscape then, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
We don't take ourselves too seriously because we refer to ourselves as like a weird neck lump.
So let's touch on governance a bit. Sorry, go ahead. What was you saying there, brother?
I was going to say, we're just a hyperactive thyroid.
I think it's a perfect way to sum it up, gentlemen. So before we get too wrapped up in the governance stuff, let's move on here and talk to Man for a moment. And we're happy to have him here with us tonight. And Man, do you care to maybe introduce yourself for those that are unfamiliar with kind of what you're doing in this space?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, David, for your invitation. So to introduce quickly what I do on Wax, I joined Wax in January, and I started to do some stuff with NFT. The chain is absolutely amazing, and I think GVM before mentioned, or you, the NFT share project. My first attempt to do something on Wax was to tokenize basically free Alien Worlds lands and to allow people to basically bought a share that give them Trillium. Then I realized that it was something that it was more or less easy for me to do. Let's be clear, you say moving fast and breaking stuff before, and it's really the philosophy on the blockchain. Nothing is perfect, so you have to to be ready to do some dirty work sometimes. And my focus now is to try to empower NFT creators on Wax. If you notice, lately I open sourced some of my scripts. I saw some questions on the chat that I will be happy to answer a bit later. But so I try to do something for NFT creator now. I have some venture with Dwayne around NFT loot chest that gives some NFT. Maybe you have one. I hope you have one because I'm really excited by the project. And basically, it's the idea is to do things around NFT and not just, putting plain images and hoping for people to buy them. The question is how you can provide value with your NFT. So exciting time to be around, and really great to be on Wax because the chain is awesome. And I really love the community and what you do, for instance, guys. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, the seal of approval from Man.
Right. Man, that
Night
code.
made.
We can
Night
quit.
made.
We can
Right, wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Thanks for being here, everybody. We're gonna call it.
Man, that code that you put up is super helpful. There's a bunch of questions about it.
Yeah.
Data Vibes has spent a lot of time looking at it along with the update. We're like close to getting to it, but that code, a lot of people want to know like what kind of skills they need to use it, and if you could speak just a little more to that whole project that you have there. It's so interesting to me. And you use the word empower, like that really empowers the ecosystem and empowers the artists, empowers the creators. It changes things. Maybe you could talk about that just a little bit more.
Sure. Sure. I won't say it's easy because, as you know, with data vibe, for instance, when you start doing things on the blockchain, it's really complex. Not difficult or obscure, but complex because you have several parts moving. And if you're a total beginner with no skill from programming, coding, or computer science, using those scripts will be hard. I tried my best to do a kind of manual, and I am still around if some of you have questions. But I think it requires some basic scripting knowledge. That being said, using the script is quite straightforward. You can do, for instance, NFT airdrops to miners on a land in Alien World. You can distribute tokens to specific NFT holders and so on. Quite straightforward. Basically, you create your copy of the repository, and then you run the script using Node.js. The thing is that since it's programming, expect something a bit technical. Not impossible, but technical. What's amazing with Wax, I find, is that you have a ton of possibility. What you can do with NFT is absolutely limitless. But in practice, NFT creators are not that. I won't say they are not experiencing, but they often fall on really common stuff like packs, blends, and it's good. But I think we can do more, and I hope to allow them to do that next step.
That next step being like changing mutable data or pushing things to the holders, or
exactly providing value for their owner in a different way. It can be something really basic like airdropping NFT from a series or something else. But it's a bit disappointing to see that most big time NFT creators say, I hope to be stackable on our planet. Nothing against that planet, and that project is beautiful. But I want to say tonight or today, it depends where you are in the world, that you can work on your side to provide value without relying on a third party.
I think that's something that I've noticed as well too. Is like there's not a ton of projects that are really pushing the already like current model for what an NFT project is. They
agree. Yeah.
They kind of just exist as like a pack, and then maybe you can make some blends, and maybe you can make something else. There's no new functionality necessarily. Although I did see something that was kind of cool today was the Exit Limbo drop, where they have the back is a dynamic stats update. So your NFT, it's like the art on the front, and the back piece is a dynamic update of the stats about the Exit Limbo collection, which is pretty neat. I don't know if that's been done before, but that was the first time I'd seen it. I thought that was pretty sweet.
I totally agree with what you say, Stan, and I'm really impressed by creators that do things differently. For example, you have a Dark Pinup that will be running starting from tomorrow, a burn event with a leaderboard tracking how many NFT are burned by someone. That's something I'm amazed to see, and I hope it will be more and more things, and just not hey, let's do if you have a game, say a LAN system, because Alien World's lands were awesome, so I need to do exactly the same stuff. But I think it's not necessarily a bad way to do things, but we can do more. Really, we can be more ambitious with those NFT.
Mm-hmm. There's so much potential in the space, I think, and
yeah,
I mean, who knows what the future will bring for it as far as like use cases and stuff. But it's fun to see when projects do push the known limits of what we've got. I think that's pretty cool.
It is really exciting when new projects break the mold. I mean, there's like, it seems to be a set template that everyone does, and when there's something new, it just gets you all jazzed about it again, you know?
It does, especially when someone like finds a new layer of utility or figures out another way to implement utility. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Stan, I think we got to rethink our future projects, because right now we're just doing straight rug pull.
Yeah, no, that's the plan, is just fully open rug pull That's the name of the project.
Yeah, or I was thinking about making a catch-fa game like within NFTs.
Brilliant.
Oh, that might be fun. You know, other people
Yeah,
are tired
I
of
like
that.
that.
Brilliant.
It's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
All right, so David, do we have to ask you questions now?
Oh, sure. What shoot fire? What do you got?
Well, what do you have coming down the pipeline soon? You have anything you want
Personally,
to talk about? Yeah.
what do I have coming soon? No, I don't have any comics coming
Nothing.
soon. We are working on like a streaming platform with Alien Worlds, trying to have like some 24/7 content up at some point in the near future. That's kind of what I've got in the works right now, which is quite the undertaking. It's not like just making one show or a quick video. It's kind of trying to edit all this together, find a format that works, mixing in micro videos and interviews, and hopefully interviewing like folks like you that's running for governance in the future and having those segments on there, and really just trying to incorporate and let players know that this is more about them than us, and we want to promote them and promote events and things like that. That's what I'm working on.
That's very cool.
Oh, cool.
That's a tough thing to do too. Like just finding the time to do all these things is so difficult.
I'd love to do
absolutely.
like a 1990s style public broadcast Goiter show.
What
There's
happened
like
to
other
the Goiter?
concepts.
Wasn't there supposed to be a Goiter podcast?
Oh, GVM, I need to edit the episode with we had Nathan on, and it was a blast, and we've got some great content, but I have to set aside like 5 or 6 hours to go through and edit it and get it all not like nice and good, but like good enough by our standards.
Yeah.
Like,
Goiter approved.
adequate.
Yeah. Goiter good.
Yeah, Goiter good, which is like a step or two below normal good. So it's just finding the time for that. It will happen eventually, because it was so much fun, and we had like a really good time hanging out with Nathan. Just talking about Alien Worlds and our planet and NFTs. It's a good time. So that's coming eventually, soon, I guess. That's what
Soon. There it is.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a bunch of questions. You guys want to take a couple?
Yeah.
A lot of people want to talk about like Wax Tory and doing KYC on developers and what they could do to make sure that they don't get scam, basically. If anyone has an opinion here.
I have an opinion.
I think Man also is an expert on blocking scams. But I think we're decent too.
Yeah.
I don't know, for me personally, like it's all about there's like a bunch of different things to look for, I guess, is just how specific they are with their roadmap, and if there's a white paper, how terrible their website is. Is there a website? What is the art like on the NFTs? Is it clearly just something someone made in Paint in like 5 minutes? I don't know. If it looks suspicious, it's probably suspicious, right?
There's also like a important distinction to make between like a malicious rug pull and some kind of like benevolent folks who have absolutely no idea what they're doing and are flying by the seat of their pants, and then for whatever reason it fails, things go haywire, everybody loses their money. So I think drawing that line between, okay, these are people who are clearly out here for a scam, they're going to take my money and run away with it, and then this is a group of people who are genuinely trying, but it's going to fail because they have no idea what they're doing.
I think Ben is setting us up right now for our inevitable failure.
Well, I mean, we're gonna be straightforward about it. You're all gonna lose your money.
You're gonna like it.
It's gonna be really fun though.
You just saw it here, ladies and gentlemen, a live rug pull on Zoom.
I think white papers are especially important. I think having a white paper and being straightforward as far as what it is you're doing, how it's going to work, and where it's headed. And I think the better the white paper, the more assurance people can have. And it's like if you're signing up for a credit card or a loan or something, like you're not just going to go to the dude next door who's like, yeah, I'll throw you $1,000 and take out your kneecap. Like you want to know all of the stuff. And also like just don't spend what you are willing to lose. Like some of these games are enormously expensive for some people. and that is like a barrier of entry for some things, but like be smart about it. No internet game is more important than like paying rent.
So no second mortgage for that last piece of land, then, is what you're saying?
It's
Yeah.
always a gamble. Everything is a gamble.
What I look for is I love like utility. I look for utility in the space, and that's why I was drawn to things like Alien Worlds. And just it's so awesome that like it's a utility. The utility rather, it's like a piece of art. It's something cool you can admire and observe. And I love like the mint number aspect of it as well. But then when you have an added layer of utility, to me, that's just where the value comes in. So that's kind of what I look for in general when I'm NFT hunting, if you will.
Yeah. And when there is a utility, it's got to be explained for me to be okay with it. Like I need to know what the mechanics are and how they're gonna actually pull it off. They can't just be like, hey, we're totally gonna do this thing.
I'm big on those details too. Man, do you have anything to say about Wax Story or these?
Sure. Yeah, that story is really interesting for several reasons. Wax Story, just to explain what I see with that stuff, started as a game with a website with some roadmap and a really cool art. So based on the NFT alone, it was really hard to say that it will turn to be a scam. And it turned to be a scam after some verification from Atomic Hub. Because the sad part of the story is that Wax Story was a level 1 verified collection, like other one. We had one today that turned also to be a scam. And it's really, really sad for people who boot inside. The thing with Wax and Wax Story and NFT is that one of the premise of the blockchain is that you need no middleman and no trust. So that's a breeding ground for scammers and web people. When it comes to Atomic Hub, I think they do some really good work. If you ever tried to get a level 1 verification, and I know they Goiter have some issues with that, Sven and other guys from Atomic Hub ask for a lot of proof that you actually exist and your art is legit. So having a level 1 verification is hard. And indeed, it does not mean that they check your morality and they ensure that you won't pull the rug, but it's a kind of filter. The thing is, I think the current system is a bit broken, especially when you release NFT against premise. If you say you are an artist and you just produce art, I think it's hard to RuPaul a fine art collection. But even that, we also had a story in the past with someone that released some art and some packs, and he didn't deliver. He ran away. So even with art and fine art, you can RuPaul. So it's a complex issue. I think we need to probably change some things regarding that verification system that is a bit broken, and for small creator. Transitioning from level 1 to level 2 sounds an impossible task, and unfortunately, there are some level 1 collections that turn to be a scam. So it's a really complex issue. Maybe KYC for game developers or game companies can be a solution, not a perfect one, I think, but it can be a part of the solution. But we need something based on reputation to filter a bit that. Maybe to ask, for example, for some time spent on Wax before submitting a new game or something like that, or for proof that you have technical resources to actually deliver something. You mentioned, guys, before having a white paper. If you are familiar with other chain like Binance chain or Tron, that I also like a lot, you know that most scam token also have white papers that are copy paste from other source. So it can be a filter indeed, but the question is, how do you ensure, especially if you rely on a platform like Atomic Hub, that the people that say they are building a game are actually building a game? And I think it's more based on what is the current capabilities of the team. I don't say they need to do code verification and so on, but I think they need to ask more when you promise that your NFT will have a utility. My personal story with that is when I created the NFT share system, I applied for level 1 verification. And Jonas said me that it won't be possible because it was a first of a kind, and then that he can't ensure that I won't pull the rug. So they are well aware of this situation. It was in January, so long before the work story rug pull. But they are doing a really good job, and I think they will improve over time. So it's just a matter of time. Just to end on the security part, and then we will move on other question. Always keep in mind that things you can do on Wax, especially with a smart contract, can be changed by the people owning the key. Smart contracts on Wax can be upgraded and can be completely rewritten overnight. So basically, you can't ensure that things will be all right, even with a major project. You can always have a malicious update of the security flow somewhere on something else. So you said before that at the end you will lose your money. It's not necessarily related, but it's always a risk, even with big projects. So yes, unfortunately.
Man, I got another couple questions for you real quick.
Sure.
First of all, where can you get the whale medal, the golden whale medal? A lot of people want to know.
Oh, I commissioned an artist for the crypto medals collection, and the Order of Saint Whale you mentioned was a part of that art. So that's the story, and I'm
So
confident.
do you just get it by mining? Is that it? It's just a random drop?
Oh no, it's over. It was airdrop to my early adopters. There are only 25 whales medals, and they are all minted. So that one is not available anymore.
Got it.
EVM wants one of them.
Yeah. If you have one, keep it.
Sharkito wants one badly.
Yeah.
It looks like. For the Goiter, people want to know, if you had to sum your candidacy up into like a main focus and a reason for running, like really quickly, what would that be?
Hope you want to take this?
Yeah, 3 words: for the people. I mean, we are 3, not mincing words, absolute idiots. We have no idea what we're doing. We just want to have fun and mess around on Wax games with Alien Worlds. And that's the kind of people that we want to speak for, right? This whole ecosystem within Alien Worlds is dependent on Shovel Gang, Standard Drill Gang. Those people need a voice. We want to be the voice of those people.
Yeah, it's all
Awesome.
about making it accessible for everyone and
Had-
fun.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, like let's just say you was running a planet. How would you divide the daily Trillium allotment?
Oh, that's a good question. So we've had a few discussions about this on what we'd want to do. And I think one thing that we think would be good is having a portion of the commission that landowners get go into a pot and then go out to the active miners on Neri. So because landowners already get an allowance just for existing, which is, I mean, the draw of owning land. But the reason that they're even really in existence is because people are mining their land. So we think that a miner's allowance paid for from part of the commission would be a draw for people to stake on Neri and mine on Neri, and a draw for more people to enter the game. Because not everyone can afford a land and get the Trillium allowance that comes along with that. Most people can't. So we just want to empower all the miners that are, they're doing their thing, they're having fun, they're searching for NFTs. They can't necessarily buy land, so why don't we help them out as much as we can?
And along with that, limiting the power of Trillium within the voting mechanic.
Yeah.
Trillium equals 1 vote is a very dangerous system.
Yeah.
There are people who could swing entire elections just based on their account. And that, I mean, we've learned in the real world that doesn't really work out very well.
Yeah. So that's our other thing, is the diminishing returns. Like, there should be a certain amount where your vote isn't 1-to-1 trillium. It diminishes the higher up it goes. So like you have several million trillium, you will have more of a voting power than someone who doesn't, but it won't be an insurmountable difference.
Yeah.
We want the people, everyone playing the game. There's like how many, like over 1 million players at this point?
Like, yeah, 240,000 daily players at this point.
Yeah. So like, we don't want necessarily, 1 or 2 people on a planet to be able to just choose whoever they want to be in power. That'll just defeat the entire election cycle. No one will participate. It'll be pointless. We want everyone to be able to have a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey,
I think
man,
that's a great platform too. Yeah, absolutely. Include as many people as possible and make the game as accessible as possible to everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, there is no game if no one plays it.
yeah. Well, I think what's important for that is like there needs to be more value coming into the game from outside. We're gonna drop soon an event with a bigger project, which will be like a long event, kind of like a ultra horrors type thing. That'll be cool. And I think more of that's going to come to the system, along with other cool things. Man, I was wondering. A lot of people were hoping you could take some time and talk about the chests.
What do you want to know about that? What can
I mean, you could start off from the basics. I know there are chests. I know you can get them. The chests have like Ether per hour in them, or is it?
So to explain what we intend to do with Dwayne about that system, the basic idea is that we issued 1,000 chest NFT, and owning that chest will entitle you to get some airdrop. Today we have an NFT airdrop from an artist on Wax called Wu that I think most of you know. And earlier we had some ether coming from a rig that was bought with the chest money. So that's a kind of Birchbox system, but for NFT. I am using that project to scale the script and to test the limit of what I am able to do with the script. So far, with 1,000 chests, it works fine. The next step will be to go to, for instance, 10,000 and a bit more. The basic idea is to again showcase that you can do as an NFT creator innovative things around the NFT system, and if you use some tricks or custom script to provide amazing stuff to people owning the chest. I will put in the chat a link to show you what is that chest and how to find them. So that's the basic idea, is basically to give you rewards by owning that NFT.
It's a super cool idea. I mean, there's so many things coming. Dave, do you want to talk at all about your art or anything related to alien fan art?
Yeah, I did a series of comics and some alien fan art a few months back. Some of you might have seen them. It was just like back to what I have, like Back to Magor. I had like the Back to the Future.
I love
thing
that
on
one.
it.
I also love the.
It's
Nintendo.
some really campy. It's really campy
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I did the NES mock-up of Alien Worlds and things like that. So then I started doing like some comics, like some Alien Worlds fan comics, and I've done 6 issues of that. Haven't gotten to do a 7th yet, though. I hope to do that soon. And yeah, that's about all I have going on. And of course, my comics you can get through Mining on My Lands or just joining Alien Fan Art on Discord and saying hello. And generally, I'll just give you one. So it's really not much of a process for getting mine.
That's awesome.
Man, I think the chat really wants to know how much you can bench. That seems to be the recurring question.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I have a barbell, and I am at, I don't know what's the US metrics, but I am at 30 kilograms. So I let you do the computation with pounds, but That's my bench. Yeah.
That's solid. Benny or Boop, are you doing the math right now? Get that in pounds for us.
Yeah, about 90, 90
Deluxe
pounds.
got it.
Yeah.
88 pounds, man.
90.
Do you have any weights on the bar, or is it?
What is it? Is it 90? Is it 90? What is it? 58 pounds? Is that
I think
what
it's 135. It's just 2 plates in the bar, right?
88.
Yeah, that's
Pounds. Yeah, 135 is the minimum to say that you're doing a bench press.
Man didn't know that he was signing up to get roasted.
I thought man was benching like 400 or something.
You didn't
Like you guys, right?
Rufus,
I
you look-
didn't know what was going on.
Boobus, you look like you weigh 135 though.
Well, then that means I can bench more than my body weight. So come get some.
That's a pretty good power ratio, I suppose.
Yeah, body weight. That's solid.
You're looking like a rock cudgel.
This is a pretty baggy chair. You can't see the absolute shredded power under here.
Man, there are a bunch
He's
of
got a
questions
strong
about
core.
you.
It's all in the legs for Bupus. He's got the core in the legs. That's what it is.
Man seems to be the star right now. Man, how many languages do you speak?
Not that much. If we exclude programming language, I mostly speak English, French, a bit of German, but that's also free. Yeah.
And then programming languages. What are your scripts? Is it like Java and Python or?
Sure. I use JavaScript to interact with Wax chain, mostly because JavaScript has an amazing framework called EOS.js that is basically a wrapper that allows you to use Wax chain through JavaScript. So
It has the
that's,
libraries, right?
yeah. That's a really life changer because all action you do on Wax basically can be done through that wrapper. So it's super awesome. But I think it's definitely something doable through Python, for instance. I like it. I never use it with Wax. So mostly JavaScript. But always keep in mind that I'm not a programmer. I'm a security consultant by training, and I do mostly scripts that are easy to use. But don't expect me to build really complex software.
Yeah, it's hard to make the stuff useful for many people. We find that to be very annoying at GVM.
So GVM, do you want to answer any questions today?
No one has any questions for me. I'm not cool like you guys. I'm like old and lame,
Well, we're definitely lame.
Yeah, we've got you on the lame part. Maybe not the old part, but we've got you on the lame part. So what do you have going on, GVM? What's new with you? And do you want to talk about some of the exciting stuff you've been rolling out lately?
Yeah, we've been rolling out a lot of stuff for people running events. So we've been filling the AW stats hole. And we have maybe like 2.5 dozen communities on our data backend now. And what we give them is just raw data with mining and NFTs so they can see who mined what and like score their competitions. We're hoping maybe in the next like 10 to 14 days to be able to start giving them leaderboards they could distribute and a lot of other functionality. And that's pretty exciting. We also have a bunch of art that we finished that we want to drop soon. And we're going to we have a big project we're working on with a big NFT name that once it drops, it'll be really cool. And then we think a lot of other people will probably follow that model. It's a pretty neat one where like, it's kind of like what Ultra Rare did where you need one card to get any cards. But in this one, there's like a progression and a really big jackpot to like the first people that finish, and it's got like stories and it's pretty neat. I think like AW could have many events like that going on where the value is as a distribution method, if you can make it fun enough for the players. That's about it for GVM. We're kind of holding course. We're excited for AW to do a bunch of stuff, and then we want to see how things change. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of sitting on there's a lot of stuff that I think just happens in the next month, like almost finished, basically done type things.
It's funny how GVM is, and I guess like he goes down a quick list of things that just totally change and make the metaverse so much more fun. He's like, that's about all I got going on. That's it. Not
We're
much.
trying. We're
Not
trying.
much. Just a few things. Not much. You got any more questions from the audience today, GVM?
Looks like there was one that just came in.
About governance.
No, it's asking what your favorite Grateful Dead album is, you secret wook.
Oh, I am a secret wook. You know, I'm more the live show kind of guy. I like early Jerry and the Dead is what I listen to the most.
Like 86 Red Rock Amphitheater.
No, more like, you know, a little before that. But yeah, I like it all. My wife and I see a ton of live music. We're big fish heads now, so we'll be seeing a lot of fish coming up soon. All those tickets are going on sale now. I think we're going to spend August traveling around and seeing some of the shows and places we haven't seen them yet. No, I do like the Dead though.
Oh, I can't believe the answer to that.
Yeah. No, I'm not that cool.
Ooh, here's a good one. ETA for governance release.
I don't think anyone knows. Do you guys have any idea? It seems
it was. I feel like they were like, yeah, it'll be coming like within a month after we let people sign up, and that was in like February or March.
It was 2 weeks, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like after chatting with Michael most recently that the after the Binance thing, you know, everything changed so much. Like the amount of Trillium is so it's such a complicated process right now, right? So I think he just wants to make sure everything's kind
the issue has to do with the fact that there's all this money sitting there that unlocks to the first council, right? Like right now that like each planet has a bank, and in that bank is like, in some of those banks is like hundreds of thousands of dollars that whoever gets it first gets to spend. So like I think they're trying to like change that a little bit, but I also think they're trying to make sure that that doesn't happen maliciously, or bad things don't happen with that, I guess.
Yeah.
But then I think
we don't need no rug pull there, right?
Yeah,
we gotta change our official policy. We're no longer idiots, guys.
Because you like
We know exactly what we're doing.
You're like three extremely competent gentlemen sitting right in front of us here.
Take macro finance 101 at community college.
I have a CFA. I don't know. I think we see other things first. I think we see Binance comes online first. I think the artifacts come online first. I think a UI change probably happens first. Yeah. It's weird because it's like, you know, GVM just had its 4-month anniversary, and it's like it's hard to like look at that and say 4 months and then be like, I can't believe we're waiting 2 weeks for this to be up. You know, it's like, yeah, sometimes you have to wait 2 weeks for something to be updated in the first like 6 months of life of a project. Like,
yeah. I think we've all got really high hopes for June, though. I don't know if it's factually based, but for whatever reason, at least in the Goiters, I feel like we all have this feeling that there's going to be a lot of really good stuff happening in June.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's stable again. It's like it's back to stable, and it's like you can see the changes that they're doing, which seem to be precursors for other changes. And I don't know. I think it seems to be going well, is what I would say. Yeah.
Just other projects too. I think there's I don't know. There's something in the air. The wax space, I think, is ready for something to go well in June.
Yeah,
that's just my gut feeling. That's where I'm at.
But they're digesting the hypergrowth, right? And they're finally like almost caught up. It seems like.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Man, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm really excited too about things coming in June. You didn't mention it directly, but Binance is opening an NFT store at the end of the month. I really hope that it will include, in a way or another, Alien Worlds, because we are the first blockchain game with more than 3. I lost the account, but at some point we had more than 2 million miners, and it's really huge, and it's a first of a kind on the blockchain history. So I definitely hope there will be a place for Alien Worlds on Binance NFT Store. But even without that, as you say, Wax and Wax team perfectly scaled. Sure, we had some issues here and there, but the chain didn't have any major security issues so far. That's really, really amazing, and I am looking forward because there are, I think, tons of really cool stuff coming, and we can also build on it and have something to do on it.
Yeah, I think it's exciting times. I mean,
Already, yeah.
Everyone here has been around since the beginning. It's kind of crazy.
And as you say, with your 4th anniversary, I also think sometimes I act like a spoiled child. I mean, I discovered Alien Worlds in January. In 2 months or so, the project was listed on the biggest exchange on the world, and I complained because the release are coming too slow. But when you see all the stuff that Alien Worlds team achieved in a few months, it's really really incredible. So things take time, and I think it's part of the process to be sometimes frustrated by the speed of release and so on. But I think it's better for everybody if things come slowly and are built more solidly. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather be patient and have it correct than have it rushed and break the first day.
Yeah. Even if it's frustrating to hear since February that Artifact and the Shining Minions was around the corner. I remember in March or so when Thunderdome was scheduled for the next week or so. Yeah, it's really frustrating, and I don't have the big picture. But if you look back and you see that Alien World is playable since less than 6 months, it's incredible. And I'm really grateful to Michael and the team for what they did so far. There is, I think, no other project like that one.
Totally agree. Okay, I've been negligent on the chat. I'm going to answer a couple quick questions from me really fast, and then I think we can wrap up.
Are you going to take and answer your own questions?
I am going to take and answer my questions.
What kind of format is that? Let Boopus serve them up to you or something.
Will I be a landlord in Dark Country just like I am in AW? I really like Dark Country. Data Vibes, like the other partner in GVM, loves Dark Country, and we both love Magic. So we've been playing, and I do want to buy more land still. I think they have a really good plan. I've been talking to the guy there. I'm not going to play on the flow chain, I don't think. But there's a lot of fun stuff you could do. There's a guild called Mythic Guild where they do these like awesomely fun events, and you could play each other, and they're doing like tournaments and brackets. And, we started a channel for it in our Discord, a category with a bunch of channels, and we'll probably start getting serious about that soon.
How good are you at the card game though in Dark
Dude,
Country?
I've won.
He was like killer at it. I heard he was undefeated.
I've won once. I have like 5 decks. I have a tutor who's really good, who's helping me, but I'm not there yet. Like I'm still not up to speed. Like I want to try to make my own deck in like another couple days. But I think I need to spend a day reading all the cards.
It's a lot to take in. Like there's a lot of cards. They all do different things, and figuring out how to best pair them together. It's
the combos, the combo cards. That's the key, yeah. I think. Yeah.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. And I'm just starting to get into it. Someone else asked, what's your hot project you're looking into at the moment? A game or a metaverse on Wax only, please. I'm only really involved in Alien Worlds, Our Planet, and Dark Country right now. We've been spending some time looking into like games we could create.
What about the Uplift? You need to get into the Uplift, man. We need to see you on Minecraft. Man.
Data Vibes is a huge Minecraft guy. I'm watching Uplift. I don't have time to do it yet. Like I think it's really cool, and I love Minecraft. But I'm not 100% up to speed on Uplift enough to even talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to upgrade my Our Planet land yet, but I think it's cool. They're giving you like the option to buy for a year, which it's just like an option. Another thing we're working on at GVM is like, you remember Dwayne did those NFTs that were like represented fractions of his DAL? He sold like an NFT for a month that was he sold an NFT that 10 NFTs that each represented 10% of his DAL. We think you could do a bunch of stuff like that. That's kind of neat. And then it makes some aspects of things more investable for people. Man, that's like right up the alley with like the software you have right there. It's just another way to like fractionalize something. But then it just has a term. Like you could actually do it where the NFTs burn themselves after a period as well. Yeah, we're looking at a lot of fun stuff like that. That's about it that I see. Why does Boopus look like Harry Potter? Oh, that's a good question.
I was actually
That's
just putting it in chat right now, and I was about to say that's a question every moderately handsome white boy with glasses has heard a million times in his life.
I mean, you are a little more Harry Potter than the rest of us, though.
I think GVM's just jealous, by the way, Boopus. He hasn't shaven. He's unkempt. The gentleman won't show himself here on the camera.
I can't say I have a Nathan beard, though. Nathan's beard, I think, is the best beard I've seen in a long time.
Yeah,
Nathan
it
puts
just
off
keeps getting more glorious.
He puts off a strong Daniel Bryan vibe to me. I don't know what it is.
Awesome. Well, D, I think we can wrap up. If does anyone else here want to say anything? I think we're.
If you guys aren't in the Goiter, join the Goiter and check out our website, goitergroup.com.
Yeah,
that's
it's
where
it's a great website.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And we're gonna update it with when we release more NFTs and when other future projects that we work on come out. That'll be a good place to find them. And I mean, we paid for a domain name, so at least look at it, guys.
Take a moment. Come on. Man, do you have anything to say before we wrap it up?
Oh, just it was a pleasure to be with you tonight, and feel free to reach me on. I'm mostly on Telegram. If you need something or just want to discuss about NFT and share your understanding on how you see things on the chain. There is literally projects popping every day. Some of them tends to be scams. Some of them maybe not a scam at the end. It's always great to hear from new people and to share insights together.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, man. Absolutely. Feel free to reach out to man. Known him for a long time. One of the nicest, most kind-hearted people you will meet in this space. And same to you, gentlemen. NFT Stand, Socks and Sandals, Boopus. Thanks so much for joining us today, guys. Really appreciate it. GVM, do you have anything to say before we wrap it up, brother?
Thanks a lot, Dave. You're the man. I appreciate everyone coming. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Thanks for having us. This was a blast.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you. Now that was a fun little chat. If you found this video enjoyable, please consider giving the channel a subscribe, and don't forget you can always catch us on the web at waxgamer.com. Catch up with everyone soon. Mining all we can on the land. What's a plan when you got the TLM in your hand, huh?